Alright, so time to take a crack at this account again. Well, Tone of Darkness again, because it's like, I made 2 matches. I need to hurry up and get it over out of the way because of the fact that because it's just I've been just holding back this subject for too long. So because it's just that in previous attempt, but the energy had to die down. Oh, it's just I just miss the old life, because looking back to when the original Modern Warfare 2 was a thing and whatnot, it's just life was great. The only thing issue I can't talk. The only issue I had in life was just dealing with school, and then after that, I had summer just doing all the usual slaughtering. But at the same time, it's just, you know, damn it. At the same time, it's just that the old maps just had a double-edged sword and whatnot, and it made it somewhat but it was ridiculously. It left behind a huge culture. It's just, and then as time went by, but my account started getting who's that I had to make a Tone of Darkness. It's just looking back to when I did use that account, it's just it left a huge culture within onto myself because of that. It, yeah, it left a huge culture onto myself just because I used that account. Oh, and all the friends I made on it and whatnot, but it's just no more because we all just went our ways. Like we all went our ways. He's he's and just moved on with life, and then we didn't even bother to talk to each other until newer forms of social media was made. And that's where we're talking to ourselves now, because newer version of social meds have been just getting just fucking woke and whatnot into ranging from looking into our data. I mean, technically, if you're on the internet in general, just being on the internet will immediately start looking into your data. But it wasn't until more recent times where people are all, oh, you did this like back in the 2000s, or we need to like advertise you talking about shit that on the microphone because we need to insist something like, yeah, maybe, but that's not the case anymore. Her Or like because people say people are contemplating on wanting to buy random shit with and whatnot just because as a joke and whatnot. Like, do I really want this? Do I really want a modern shitty traffic car? No, no. So yeah, why the fuck is doing that? But yeah, looking back to anyway, just looking back to 2010 and whatnot, that era of life. It's just I like my previous attempt is that was I even though during my senior year and whatnot, trying to get my head out of my ass and be all hands on deck on trying to get the fuck out of school. It's just, oh man, that was something I do not want to experience ever again. At the same time, because I'm just like one subject onto my brain, whatnot back then. And I'm trying to get my head out of my ass. I'm trying to pass all whatever I needed for school, but at the same time, it's just uh and then wanting and having anxiety and wanting to just go home. So yeah, it's just and it just makes it feel like I even put any effort during my education during that time period. Maybe not, because growing up stupid during all 4 years, I'm sitting here like, ah, shit, what have I done through all these years to both fall asleep in class and whatnot, and just have constant anxiety and wishing the time would go by. Yeah, the time would go by, and just wishing that I'm just home already, just so that I can get back to gaming. But yeah, it's just which that just put my grade point average to a boil, well, actually to a downfall, because it's just that I'm just notoriously known for not to fall asleep and not pay attention on anything. So yeah, that's why. And then this whatnot. So uh, it's just a, and all in all, it's just a double-edged sword when it comes to the old life, because I'm sitting here, because and then people on my social meds are all doing that horrid challenge of like all, oh, let's see what we did 10 years ago back when we were all 18. And this was back when me and people in my grade were 28 years old and whatnot. So obviously I'm sitting here, I'm trying to forget the past half the time, because fuck remembering anything back then. And then they had the audacity to ask why he didn't bother to go to the class reunion and whatnot. Like, dude, fuck that shit, because you did some stupid shit to me back in the day and whatnot. And I'm sitting here in this, and people are all, but that was back when we were at school. I have kids now. It's like, I don't give a fuck that you have kids. You're a horrible person back then, and whatnot. And your kids are just gonna grow up to be like you. So yeah, that's why but because this whole sticking to the past thing is just a huge double-edged sword heard, because and then my previous tone was like, I was gonna talk about the peaceful times and whatnot, but yeah, life was only peaceful when it's like when I'm home, and just have to like not deal with that shit later within the day. But at the same time, it also annoys to hell on my sleeping pattern half the time back in the day. They and just promotes having to ingest melatonin to help try and fall asleep on it, but it's so annoying thing when things just get annoyed to that point where, like, what, I'm trying to forget myself at the time, and I should have just dropped out of school. Well, but here I am, like, trying to focus on my, well, actually, yeah, trying to focus on my education and hoping to get good paying jobs, but that all fucking flopped to hell, because I'm sitting here, do I really want to have to be annoyed by you for another few more months until graduation? Maybe, maybe not, because half the time where I'm just getting, yeah, trying to see what could happen, because you know what, it's like I keep having to ask my brain half the time, like, what if I bother to get employed? Wait, and also now I hope, because all this is just because when during my previous time when I wanted to ramble about missing the old life, now this whole subject, I'm labeling my vid as a double-edged sword now, because how annoying it was at times back in the day, and then what and then just trying to see if I can just move on, trying to forget myself, because I'm sitting here, as much as it's been years since graduating high school and whatnot. It's just my brain. I think, actually no, it's just that I jokingly say, like, I try to forget about half the people that I used to know, which no, but I'm sitting here, I'm not actually, no, stop playing dumb, because I actually do know, because one time I encountered one person who graduated like a year before me. I'm sitting here, or being all, wait, it took me a second to figure out who you are, which in reality it's just I'm just playing dumb. Yeah, yeah, I'm just playing dumb and trying, because of it, and act like my age is trying to finally get to me, that I'm trying to forget the past. As which people are all saying the past is a past, trying to forget, which I'm trying my best to forget, trying trying to forget half the bullshit half the time, because of all this and whatnot. And it's also ruining my brain, which is like, it's like during the unemployed paid life and whatnot within myself, it's just that, yeah, I mean, it wouldn't, it's like, it's null and my things that are annoying me become null and void and whatnot, but it's just, uh, I just wish my brain would just be, just go black whenever, or my eyes close, and so, yeah, so now that finally the match is over, now it's just now I can actually ramble on to a whole different subject and whatnot, and this just, and whatever I previously said has become null and void, so until null and void of the subject. So yeah, that's all I have to say about everything. So until then, farewell within that bullshit.